wanna rock up, so you wanna be fly like me. Say you wanna go far, don't like where you are. So you wanna have the big.
Tell your neighbor. You're listening to the #1 internet radio station on the planet.
All righty there. So y'all might want to cut that down a little bit. Whoever's live. I think that's all of us.
This is gospel music.
So, Facebook Live, what up, family? As you can see, I'm over here in the corner in Cody's spot. I'm playing Cody today, FYI. I'm playing Cody on Purpose Show. Like I said, we got a special show going on. We about to go live in like 2.5 seconds. I guarantee y'all this will be a great show, especially for you wives who want to know what's on the minds of the husbands. We about to get it in. Sharing is caring, y'all. Share. Because we getting ready to go in, y'all. Share the video. Oh, I need to share the video. I keep telling y'all share. I ain't share the video. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning. What is going on? The Ty and Cody on Purpose Show is live back in the studio, y'all. As you can hear, or you can't hear, there was no other "Hey family" going on because I've kicked Cody out the studio.
Yeah. Oh, you better be careful. You get in trouble.
Mr. Entertainment, it is time for us to cut up. Y'all know, usually I can't say some things, I can't do some things, and guess what, Mr. Entertainment? The bell is back.
Court is in session.
The bell is back. So we about to get it in on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. As a matter of fact, it's just the Ty show today. No.
Wait to see what Cody got to say about that later on.
In all seriousness, though, let me not get in trouble. Cody is absent today. We actually going to try something a little bit different. Cody is actually doing something, we doing something positive. So I'm sending love out to my wife as she's out there actually doing an audition. For y'all know Cody likes to sing, and so she's gonna do an audition somewhere, and you never know where you may hear or see Cody pop up on your TV, on your local stage, or something like that. Y'all know she makes it do what it do. So, and I support my lovely wife in everything that she does. So in her place today, Mr. Entertainment, Facebook family, WBND Radio family, and Tune In family. We are doing the Man Cave show. We tried this once last year and we had great success, and we're going to do it again this year.
Nice. And you picked a fine time too when Cody's gone. We got all the brothers in here tonight.
Yeah, because last time, actually, you're right. She was in the building with us, wasn't she? Yeah, she was. So it's official. Yeah, so it's official.
The
fellas.
Man Cave.
So we can actually officially actually cut up if you want to. So just an FYI. So fellas, I have, or actually family, I gotta first of all, I gotta give a shout out to my family. WBND Radio family, thank y'all for tuning in each and every Monday, as well as our original #1s from day ones, Tune In family. And I can't forget about our Facebook family for tuning in and watching us live here in the studio. Go ahead and share, because sharing is caring. I hear Big Mo, Big Slim over here in the corner. He's over here sharing, as you can hear his phone going off now. Sharing is caring, y'all. So wives, fellas, this is the opportunity to speak up, let our voices be heard. Wives, take a seat, because y'all want to hear what we're going to be talking about today. Let me introduce, starting all the way to my right. He's a good friend of the show. Tunes in each and every Monday, him and his wife. My pastor from the Beloved Community Church here in East Charlotte, North Carolina, Pastor Leon Williams.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. To his left is another friend of the show, tunes in quite frequently, been on the show quite a few times as well. Mr. Bathroom Model, he'll give you his official title. Mr. I'm gonna send the pictures just in case your listeners want to see what I look like. Big Slim.
That's America's top model. America's top bathroom model.
Model. Exactly. And to my immediate right, first time on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, but my brother from another mother. Actually, I've grown to love this man like no other. My man Alex Knox.
What up?
Yes. So we got to work on those sound effects, Mr.
I know.
Entertainment.
I'm gonna get them.
Talking about doing sound effects for like a while now. Yeah. So, yeah, fellas, we are in the building today. Thank y'all for showing up on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Y'all know how we do. Y'all watch the show. Y'all listen to the show. We just gonna have a good time today, y'all. We gonna have a good time in the man cave. Let these ladies know what's on our minds. We got a good show, so we're going to keep it rolling. For those who want to call in, 803-692-6370 is the number here live in the studio. We want to hear from you all today as you all want to hear from us. Again, that's 803-692-6370 live in the studio on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show today. Again, I'm going to stop saying Cody because Cody ain't here, dagnabbit. Okay, anyhow, so let's get it rolling with our joke of the week. Now, Mr. Entertainment,
I'm ready.
If you recall, fellas, if y'all recall listening last week, somebody made a bet that they was gonna have a good joke this week, and they didn't show up.
Shit, no show.
So
the show must go on.
The show must go on. So because she usually doesn't like my jokes, I always come with the good jokes, peoples. Again, I don't make these jokes up. I find them funny, and I just share them with you all. And because Cody's not here, I will go a little bit more risque, even though we got the pastor in the building. And let me let y'all know, this would be funny to me. So I don't make the jokes up, people. I ain't, but every now and then I get a text from my pastor down on the far right from me. It says,
now, son,
yo, bruh. Yo, bruh.
God would not like that.
You about almost crossed the line there with that joke, didn't you? And you know what I do? I blame it on Mr. Entertainment.
He's gonna send you back to Romans 10:9. Are you saved?
waiting for Ty Sunday at the church with the all whistling. This is for that joke.
Exactly. Well, I'd like to let you know I'm not gonna disappoint again today. Here we go. Gravely ill, the skipper was examined by a doctor while his wife stood by. After the examination, the physician mentioned a motion for her to meet him in the hallway. Your husband is very sick, the doctor said. Still, you can do 3 things to ensure his survival. First, fix him 3 meals a day, 3 healthy meals a day. Next, give him a stress-free environment and don't complain about anything. Finally, have sex and oral sex with him every day. The doctor left the room and the woman returned to her husband's room. What did the doctor say, he asked. I'm sorry, dear, she said, but you're not going to make it. Wow. Foul. So foul. That's so foul. Is it that serious, fellas? Like, did our wives leave us hanging for real? In a situation like that. Look, you got 3 things to do to help me survive, and you can't do none of them. Because she didn't even come back and say, well, he said I got to fix you a healthy meal, and I got to give you a stress-free environment. She ain't, she could, left out the other part, but no, she just came back and said, bro, you ain't gonna make it. Wow. Bruh, crazy. You ain't gonna make it.
I'm not saying nothing. Y'all not setting me up. Yo,
that's why ain't none of y'all say nothing.
It got so quiet.
Hey,
that's a setup.
I almost had to add an extra room to my man cave.
Hey, look, I don't have an extra couch in my house.
That joke is a setup. Yeah, I don't have no extra rooms in my house.
Listen.
So.
Exactly. So let's get it going with our national days. Y'all know I like to go with our national days of the week. Here is actually a good one that I actually want to talk about in a little bit later. But everybody deserves a massage week.
A massage week?
A week. Everybody deserves this is actually, so the July 10th to the 16th is everybody deserves a massage week.
I go once a month.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to. Actually, before I got married, and for a little while, even after I got married.
You go once a month, or your wife does it for you?
No, I go once a month. I asked you to go get a massage done once a month, though, but that's because I lift heavy. So
I was about to say, but that's even a good one though. Like having your wife just do it for you.
No, I'm like Alex, son. I'm not spending money when my wife got good hands. Listen, sweetheart, you might want to do some of them fingers.
Listen, we got a table.
Because I'm not going back to the marriage joke. I need a massage.
Right.
We have a table that we can use.
That's
Right. I mean, because why do women feel like we don't deserve those type of things? Like, or it's like I don't think I do a good job is what I always hear.
You know what? This is it right here. Let me just be clear. If my wife's in here, I'm gotta bite my tongue a little bit, but I cook for you. I wash your clothes. I had your kids. What else? Like, that's too much work. You could pay for that.
Yeah, I mean, well, so
Or
you
pay
think she
me.
can pay for it, or because I ain't gonna lie, I've paid for Cody. Like Cody and I, we used to see a masseuse. So we used to have a good friend of mine is a masseuse, and she used to come to the house and do massages all the time, and I would pay for it.
They come to the house?
Yeah,
I need that
now.
now.
She don't do it anymore. Now she has her own spot. Yeah, now she has her own spot, so you have to. Yeah,
Oh, but that's gonna pay,
You
though.
gotta pay a little bit extra for her to come to the crib. But yeah, used to have her come to the house. I've done it for my mother. I've done it for my mother-in-law, and it was just something relaxing and so forth.
Yeah.
But if your wife sucked, would you come out and say, like, sweetheart, you know what? I need to pay for this because this ain't working.
No, what you do is you show her, be like, all right, so can you give me a little bit more here, or can you
Okay,
throw
this
that
too
over?
much. You
throw
asking
that
for too
over.
much.
We've had some lessons. We've both taken lessons more for her, and so
That's good.
Okay, so
I like
yeah,
that.
that's-
Listen,
I have said, hey, baby, you gotta get a little bit more, some muscle.
Yeah.
That's certain
Stop
areas.
being a little fancy with it and go ahead and just get into
do
it.
some basketball training with your fingers.
Grip them fingertips.
But I'll be honest with it though, like, yeah, baby, next time I think I'm gonna go pay.
How does she take that though? How she take that?
I get that evil out. So I might not get a good meal. It still might be cooked. Might not get a good
Okay,
meal.
so answer me this though.
You gonna compromise a meal?
Does it matter if it's a female or a male masseuse?
For her, when I say for her, meaning does it matter to her who massages me?
Yeah.
No, but it
Okay.
matters to me who massages me.
It matters to
what's
you,
up.
so you rather not have a dude. So
No,
what,
I'd rather not have a dude. Yes.
so what about the other way around? Like who massages her?
She's had both before, and I've been in there when we had a couple massages.
Oh, so you got to be in there though.
Yeah. I think, well, I think so. For Mother's Day, was it? I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know if it was a man or a woman who actually did it for Mother's Day. But if we're doing a couple massages, and I know it's gonna be a man, then yeah, baby, I gotta be in the room. We gotta.
Gotcha. See,
Your hands might move
Hey,
a little.
yo, my wife need a female masseuse. She need a female doctor. She need a female. but I say that jokingly, but I mean, I trust her to the utmost. Like I mean, that's not even an issue. But I think it's a personal thing with me.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that up front. Nah, you go ahead and get you a female.
Come on, Leon. Come
Yeah,
on
it's a
with it.
preference. It's a preference versus a
I'm going
mandate.
there.
It's just a preference.
Yeah.
As a husband,
Yeah,
it's a preference.
But for me,
And
though,
I'm glad at my household we're in agreement.
absolutely.
That matters.
As for my house, listen, I like that. But I'm kind of to Alex's point, but I may have to disagree a little bit because I don't know if I can sit there.
Watching.
And I don't want to watch. Like, I'd rather her enjoy her time
Okay.
with the masseuse or whatever. And again, she knows consciously where she needs to be to be able to get that relaxed mode. You know what I'm saying? And get it right. So as long as he know what he's doing and she come back happy, it's more on me.
See, and that's where I kind of felt a little certain way one time because Cody went to Massage Envy, and I knew it was gonna be a dude that was massaging her, but I ain't saw
Was he
have a
broke like
problem with it.
Slim? Like
That I don't know. She came back
now those shorts, man, I can't help it. Like, yo,
but she came back bragging though. So I was like, wait a minute, and then she signed up for the whole package, and I was like, yo, and you I'm like, yo, like, so can we talk about this whole Massage Envy thing going forward? Because you got a little too happy about it, brother. Oh yeah, he did this and he was doing this and he felt so. Wait a minute, and he wasn't that bad on the eyes. Wait a minute. I'm like,
she bragging on the eye candy, son.
Yeah.
I don't want to go off topic, but is it just me? But if we make a comment about if we seen a nice,
Young,
physical, attractive woman, we get an evil eye. But she see a guy on too, like, oh, he looks nice on the eyes.
Are we supposed to agree? Like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That kills me every time. And she looks at me like, you don't want to respond? What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, like, bro code is, we don't say, or the new thing is, oh, he look all right, pause. or no homo type thing, and it's like but females for whatever reason are a little bit more comfortable with that though.
They are, and we had this when Cody was here, and she validated it from a female perspective that they have a justification clause in their agreement with us.
Just so y'all, unwritten?
Well, y'all must have overlooked it, but it's in there.
Understand that.
There's so women have a way of justifying some of their things that we do that we get scrutinized for. They say that there's a clause in their marriage agreement that says that they can get away with certain things. Yeah, see, all of y'all said it, and it's in there, but you didn't realize it until death do us part. I will kill you.
That's funny.
Exactly.
I love y'all, man.
I was sitting here looking like I was.
He was like, where we going with this? Like, did I miss this for real? I need to go back and recheck my marriage certificate.
No, but you know what though? My wife loves Victor Cruz and loves Tim Tebow. One of them come on TV, I already know what it is. Oh my God, dude, my man. I don't mind that.
Okay.
But don't come home and tell me about somebody at work or somebody else.
He can't do live.
Yeah.
TV, you're fine.
Yeah,
Because there's no chance of meeting him.
Right. Impossible versus the possible.
Yeah.
Exactly. At least you don't play dumb and shit. Don't nobody like me. Don't nobody want me. Man.
They all do that.
Right.
Man.
Now, have you ever been in a situation where the wife is like, oh, so we watching Wonder Woman.
It's a test.
Set up.
We're watching Wonder Woman.
You just fell through the hole. You already.
Anybody-
Oh, dog, you failed.
Has anybody seen the movie Wonder Woman?
Nah.
I watched half
Not on the
of it.
list, bro. Not on the list.
I watched half of it the other day.
And so
Spider-Man all day.
I've been watching a movie, and this same actress is in another movie. She's in the Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Oh, Gal Gadot.
I don't know her real
Yeah.
name.
Gal Gadot. Yeah.
I don't know no actress.
I don't know her real name, but I can tell you what she look like.
My wife was like, "Wow, she looks amazing." Still watching the movie. And so, she was like, "Wait, is this the same girl from Fast and the Furious?" I'm like, "Yeah, baby, she was dating Han. That's the character name." I'm like, "Yeah." So she looked as good in Fast and the Furious. Do you remember her looking as good?
So about that scene right
She alright. Right? She was like, "Babe, I'm like, she alright. I mean,
there, you are not about to set me up.
right."
You are not about to set me
You
up.
passed.
He
Alex.
saw it coming. He's red flag. He saw the red flag coming. I got to slow that one down. Tomorrow, fellas, is National 7-Eleven Day. For everybody except for Big Slim down there. 7-Eleven, what they usually do, first of all, they used to have them up north. Now they finally got them down here, down south.
Yeah.
But they actually give away free Slurpees from 11 to 7 tomorrow. So that's what's everybody but Big Slim. Because, he got to stay in the gym. So he got to do his thing. But yeah, go to check out tomorrow, because it is 7-Eleven. It is, July 11th tomorrow. So check out 7-Eleven. Another food one, because I'm a foodie, y'all. National French Fry Day is on the 13th. Y'all, I have no clue what day it is.
How when you come to work out?
National Fish Fry Day.
French fry. Yeah.
French fry.
Who gives away free French fry?
That I don't know, dog. that I don't know. Now, Pancake Day, I can tell you. Pancake, they do IHOP pancake.
Son, I did that.
Exactly. National Pancake. And National Mac and Cheese. And Mo, I'm not coming to work out with you. National Mac and Cheese Day is on the 14th. And National Ice Cream Day is on the 16th. So let's get into this the fellas' national days. Yes, all foodies. This one I actually found interesting because today is National Pina Colada Day. Tomorrow is National Mojito Day. And then there was another one in there somewhere. But for Cody, who's missing, she actually likes classic cars. So the 14th is actually National Collector Car Appreciation Day for those who like, collecting cars. If you got money like that, make
Boy
it happen.
toys, right?
Yeah. But no, I mean, not even necessarily boy toys, because like I said, Cody likes it. If you gave her an opportunity, she won a 76. Is it a 76? I think it's the 70. She won a classic one of them bad boys that she really liked. She more into cars than I am. That's because Pops, her father.
Yeah.
He work on cars. So every time he come
build a
down,
car.
I'm like, yo, can you hook a brother up with the brakes? I can change it. I can change the tire. I
missed
can,
him this last time.
Yeah. I can change the tire. That's about it. Other than that, I take my car into the shop. And again, because she's not here, we're gonna talk about this one. National Nude Day is on the 14th. I got facial expressions like crazy. Who can't see it's on Facebook Live. I don't know what National Nude Day is, but it's National Nude Day. For those who got kids, you can't walk around the house no more nude.
See, I got a son.
Yeah.
Me and my son, we walk around. We tell.
Yeah, because you're in the house, and it's you and him, and then it's her. So y'all that's like a setup. Like she has nothing to nobody to lean on other than.
Get off my couch like that. That's all you hear. Me and my son be chilling.
Is that like a man thing? Like that's what y'all do?
Man, I play sports all my life, so I get out the shower, put my towel on. I mean, not butt naked, but I got the towel on. I'm chilling.
Like borderline naked.
My son got his tighty whities on, and we chilling.
Oh, it's under day around the house.
Okay, but see, it's funny because women, like, speaking of Cody feels comfortable doing that around our daughter, right? She, they walk around however they choose to walk around.
Right.
And of course, I'm a guy, so I don't be like, hey, baby, put some clothes on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's like, well, don't you do that around your son, around the boys? And I'm like, no. I'm like, guys, in my opinion, I just don't walk around in my underwear around my sons.
Did you play sports growing up?
Of course, I play ball. I play basketball all day.
That's weird. Most athletes that I know, we're so comfortable being in the locker room, and it just is what it is.
I don't know. It's just something around the kids, though.
I play sports like crazy, and
I almost see a draw.
I get to the shower where it's sectioned off. I get to that one first every time, right? Or I wait till them cats get out the shower.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Lord forgive me, but I don't know everybody's preference. I prefer a woman. So I need to make sure.
But the
was-
good thing about it is, though, I don't. Well, maybe there was, but I don't think there was any of those types. Even like in the military, I mean, when we get out the barracks, we take a shower. I mean, I've always been in a co-ed type setting, like,
right.
Or it's always been like
Gotcha.
manly man. We don't really,
Gotcha.
I mean, so
Yeah, I mean,
It's always been a comfort thing in the locker room, though, for some reason. Like, one guy, he just get out, no towel. I'm like, dude, put your towel on, son. Like, come on, son. Like, I can't do this. Like, that's not what I do around here.
what is that about? Like,
I have
want to
no
see
clue.
you.
Like, I'm like, dude.
And so, all right,
I be air drying and whatnot, like, on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, just I'm going to lotion up and going to do my thing. Like, can you get out? Like, or cover up something. And so I don't do that around my boys.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It was never nothing. Specifically that prohibit me from.
But to your point, I do teach a comfort level with our kids. You know what I'm saying? But then we do teach modesty, we teach apparel, that kind of thing. So there's a balance.
Yeah, definitely a balance.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like they've come to me and I've gotten all types of questions. We all have boys
Absolutely.
in this room. Yeah, we all have boys. And I've gotten all types of questions and all types of kid quote unquote emergencies from my sons. Daddy, come look. But I gotta go look because I'm daddy and I gotta tell him whether it's right or it's wrong or this, that, and the third. So I'm with you there. But as far as me walking around the house, especially now that I have a girl in the house,
with a girl,
baby girl,
yeah, different with a girl.
Yeah, I gotta throw on a robe, I gotta throw on some shorts. So and I wear I wear an undershirt around the house, and I'm cool with that. But as far as just walking around, National Nude Day, we kicking the kids out the house, and and we can make it do what it do. That's just what we gonna do. I'm just saying. Anyway, so that was all our days for the week and our days for the month. I'm gonna celebrate a couple of these myself, including National Ice Cream Day. 7-Eleven, I'm gonna give me a Slurpee tomorrow, and I'm gonna talk Cody into getting me a massage sometime this week. Yeah,
Good luck.
Exactly.
What that
She can be like, babe, I know somebody massage envy. No, you don't. I'll be like, no, you don't. So yes. Before I go any further, I cannot go any further without giving and letting our people know, if you have not, and I encourage everybody in this room, if you have not already, to join the A Purposeful Life Marriage Text Club.
Yeah.
Very simple to do. APLMC is the text club. It stands for A Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching. Again, 81680 is the number you text, and text the letters APLMC. Again, very simple to do. It's absolutely free to join. I think all phone carriers now do unlimited text messages and all that other good stuff. Yeah, there you go. You missed the M. It's APLMC. My man Alex is getting it in right now. APLMC to the number 81680.
He would have been like, yo, it don't work, son. No,
Yeah, you missed the M. It stands for Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching. I encourage all our fellas, all the ladies, go ahead and do it. I even had a lady contact me and say, hey, can you sneakily put my husband on y'all's text messages? I was like, yeah, I can, but I don't want the man calling me, cussing me out. I done put him in there. What's his number? So I put him in there. But yeah, because all we do is we send out, every day about 10:20, as well as reminders for the show. But every day about 10:20 a.m., we send out an encouraging word just to, encourage you through your day. We've gotten a lot of feedback to say how much it's changed people's lives, changes their marriages, and so forth. It's just a positive word of encouragement on a daily basis. Because I think we all need it, as husbands, as wives out there as well. I think it's just something, just to keep people encouraged, because we have so much stuff to distract us, so much stuff that we deal with on a daily basis that we tend to sometimes forget to love. That we so busy worrying about everything else that we forget to love, and we forget how to love sometimes. And so every now and then we just again shoot out a quick message just to say, hey, go love on your spouse, or go do this, go do that, or think about how you communicate with your spouse, or let's keep an open mind for this, this, that, and the third. Usually Cody sometimes reads a message, and thank you, Mom. My mother, Miss Anderson, is out there. She loves her messages. If I tend to forget a message somehow, some way, she will call me and be like, hey, I'm missing my message today. Or she'll be like, are you in my house? Because your message just hit smack on the point. So it's just so if you have not joined the Purposeful Life Marriage Text Club, go ahead and do that right now. Again, text the letters APLMC to the number 81680. Very simple to do. It's about that time, y'all, that we actually take a very quick break. So those who are following us on Facebook, those who are on WBND Radio, do not go anywhere. We will be right back with the Man Cave Show of Ty and Cody on Purpose. Right back at you. Don't go anywhere. Whew. Okay, so that was pretty...
Before I die, go. Love my enemies, forgive the past, and set them free, so I can free up the things that every blessing God has for me. See, it's for me, not just for you. I had to learn what I've been through. I can't go through that way again. Be hurt by you that way again. It's not the end. No. I used to be afraid to die. I used to be afraid to try. Used to be afraid. I was too afraid of knowing what really looked like. But the sun came to give me light. Now I feel like I can touch the sky. I'm ready. If you're ready. If you're ready, get up and live. Right now. 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 Get up and live. Right now. 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 Right before I die, I gotta change how I think, change how I speak. I'm not the same, so when I speak, you don't get the blame. No longer weak with no one to blame.
Your name. You're listening to the #1 internet radio station on the planet. WBND Radio. Home of the Brothers in Demand radio show. This is gospel music 24/7. We come to worship Christ.
It's Ty and Cody on Purpose.
Ty and Cody Show. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning. Ty and Cody on Purpose is back on your radio, WBNDradio.com. Tune in, family, and of course our Facebook family. If you are not following us on social media, get there now. The Ty and Cody on Purpose Show on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, and all those other places. I think the only place we're not is on Snapchat, and that's because it's just too many daggone social media sites out there. I promise you. First of all, to keep up with them, it's just crazy, and just it's just crazy. But we're back in the studio. As you can see, for those on Facebook and those who were with us the first half an hour, we have kicked Cody out of the studio. She ain't even in the building, y'all. But our prayers are with her as she is actually out there auditioning for something that she has coming up. Cody's out there doing the the darn thing. I love
that's
my
good.
wife.
Praise
I love
God.
my wife.
Praise God.
Any way that I can support my wife, I will help and support her anyhow I can. But I have some very capable, some great men, some husbands. We are doing the Man Cave Husband edition of the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. To my far right, we got Pastor Leon Williams of Beloved Community Church here in East Charlotte. To his left, we got Mo, Big Slim Simpson, sitting there looking all swole. And to his left, my immediate right, we got Alex Knox, a brother from another mother who I love very dearly. Grown to love, y'all. Yo, so we're going to kick it. This is how we do it on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show this week. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. We're just going to have a candid conversation, y'all. We're going to talk about a few things that wives want to know and things that we even want to know. For instance, last week, don't know how many of you all caught the show. If not, you can actually go back on YouTube or WBNDradio.com and take a listen to last week's show. But one thing, our show topic last week was 10 things every husband secretly hates about his wife. Yeah, that was the impression that everybody was like. It was like, ooh, 10 things he hates about his wife. What could you hate about your wife? Hate's such a strong word. I'll go over them right quick what they were. They weren't as bad as y'all think they were. Number 1, he hates when you're in pain. Number 2, he hates to see you cry. Number 3, he hates when you're away from him. Number 4, he hates when you don't believe in yourself. Number 5, he hates when someone doesn't treat you right. Number 6, he hates when you feel you have to become a different person in order to make him happy. Number 7, he hates to see you fail. Number 8, he hates when you're ashamed of your body or don't feel pretty enough. Number 9, he hates when he causes your heart to break. And number 10, he hates when you are not happy. What say you, fellas? We want to hear from you. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. Fellas, what say you? Are any of those things sound familiar as what you would hate when it comes to your wife? And I know hate's a strong word.
Right.
Any of those things that, that resonate with y'all? Like, I know personally, I hate, to disappoint Cody.
Yeah.
I hate to see, her fail. I can probably agree with, all 10 of those things. Yeah. I mean, that's just me personally.
Yeah, I struggle when my wife is not happy. I mean, that's real for me.
Right.
As the provider, as a partner, as a friend, we'll be celebrating in 2 weeks, 21 years of marriage. So
That's amazing.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Yeah,
You got a bell for
yeah,
21 years of marriage.
Yeah, praise God. But to see her unhappy, I try my best to own it.
Yeah.
All right, as the head.
Yeah.
I try my best to own it, to do what I can, and by nature I'm a fixer, but part of that is also understanding you can't fix everything. So that's the frustration of being a person who's a fixer.
Now, is that even if it's something that you didn't cause?
Oh, absolutely. It hurts more when you're the cause of it.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, the division I have is that we stand outside of our household and nothing comes in our household because we're the protectors.
Right.
So when something else harms my wife's or breaks her heart or she's disappointed, I feel that I was not able to assist and protect.
Yeah.
And so there's just some things you can't protect.
Right.
And that, to me, those are moments where she's vulnerable. And so I have a strong wife, but there are moments when I know I can't protect her.
Right.
And that's just something that I had to deal with, being a fixer. So it may be more of my issue of being a fixer than it is of her issue dealing with life.
So how do you deal with it? How do you deal with the fact that you can't fix everything? Is that
Obviously it's the comfort at home, it's conversation, it's dialogue. I'm pretty good with reasoning and logic and thinking through common sense and working towards solutions.
Yeah.
So I become an advocate or a mediator, or sometimes a listener, and I don't do that well all the time, but sometimes just a listener.
Yeah.
Because
I know the wives think we don't listen, but I think we really do a lot more than they think we do. It's just the way we listen and sometimes our attention. Like, I consider myself to be a multitasker. So while I can sit here and watch TV, I can completely tune out. My eyes can be watching TV, but I can hear every single word that you say.
Gotcha.
And even there are times where you are talking, and I may not necessarily be able to regurgitate exactly what you said.
Right.
I've heard it, and give me 10-15 minutes, and I'll come back and be like, oh, but you just said this, that, and the third, to let you know that I was listening. And I too have a problem with that, because especially when it comes to work. Situations like you said that you can't control,
no influence.
So much of me, we talked about this last week, where there are times where I can't influence the work situation, and I can't solve the work situation how much I want to. I may want to show up at work. I may want to take Big Slim with me, just to get that intimidation factor. I ain't as big as he is, but I can't do that, and I had to learn to just pull myself back and to be more of a listener than an active person in that way. Yeah. So Alex, you sound like you want to.
Like a man, you want to fix everything, and I think that's what I struggle with as well, right? When there's those situations or scenarios where she's disappointed or hurt in an aspect, and she's conveying that to me, my first reaction goes to, well, how can I fix this? And then I start throwing out suggestions. She was like, and she gives me that look like, what are you trying to do? You hurt. I'm trying to come up with some type of resolution to this. So that's one thing I think I struggle with. Well, I know I struggle with. So I definitely pray about that and ask God to kind of give me wisdom in that area. But another thing that drives me crazy is the multitasking thing, because my wife wants me to look her in the eye. Right? She wants that eye contact.
Why you ain't looking at me?
I mean, and it was a dead-on situation yesterday that completely went south because I wasn't looking her in the eye as I walked through the door. As I came through the door, I was still on the phone, and she hates that too. Like, hey, when you come home, it's me and your son. We want your attention. It was an important conversation, and I definitely let her know that. But as I was coming into the door, I was telling the other person on the phone, like, hey, we got a couple more minutes, we got to wrap this up. And that person was finishing up the conversation, and my wife was like, hey, your son, blah, 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 blah. But I took one earpiece out, and I'm listening to everything she said. I didn't respond quick enough, and within 15 seconds, she was already going the opposite direction with an attitude.
But did she hear you say, give me 1 second, I'm about to shut this down? Because that's the respect aspect they want to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So had she heard that part, hopefully that would have said, you know what, he's trying. Or he's putting forth the effort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I like that. So I hope she's listening, saying, you know what, he did at least partake in it. You know what I'm saying? To acknowledge that, family over everything. So you know what, let me grow into that.
Right.
But then also to your point, Ty, a lot of times we are sometimes as men, we have a way of tuning things out, but the women, they're crying out that I want your undivided attention. And somehow our attention span is like, come on, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as soon as that nightgown comes on, you got my attention, so why can't I have that same attention? I know y'all thinking like, dang, this dude a sellout, but no, I'm
no, because truth be told, and we encourage this in our coaching session, is that you should talk about these things ahead of time. So if it's a situation where she wants your undivided attention when you walk through the door, then this is a conversation that needs to be had, because this man may not know that. And so without him knowing that, you get mad at him, and he doesn't know that you're requiring his undivided attention. Or just in general, when it comes to listening, you should have that conversation. Babe, okay, as far as when you have an issue that I can't deal with, that I didn't cause, how do you want me to handle that situation? Do you want me just to be a listener? Do you want my opinion? Do you want me to try to fix? Because like you said, we as men, we're protectors, and as a protector, the first thing that we want to do is go into fix-it mode, because we want to fix and protect our wife from anything that that's ailing or bothering her in any form or fashion.
But it goes even deeper, because the skill set you're talking about is problem solving. And we don't enter into marriages with a great skill set of problem solving, and it's not customarily part of premarital counseling for those who do premarital counseling. Problem solving is not. There's more of a theological conversation and a more common sense conversation, but problem solving is usually not part of premarital counseling. And so we have to do a better job of understanding one another and before be
That's
proactive
the-
as
Yeah,
opposed
instead
to
of reactive.
We're 3 years into marriage now having this conversation about
Right.
communication. What?
Right.
And that's why that 3 years is a cutoff for most marriages if they make it or not.
If they make it.
nationally.
And that's actually one of the questions that I ask, so, the couples that we deal with as marriage coaches, did you have premarital counseling?
Right.
And if you had premarital counseling, what all did you cover? Because if you didn't cover certain things, let's go back and start covering these things so that way these things won't pop up or rear their head earlier on. And that's right. And I do encourage couples before you get married to either have premarital counseling or coaching. And when you do, have a set things that you need to go over, because it is about learning each other
Right.
and it's trying to be more proactive than reactive.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it a case by case in marriages how you cover, or do you go over the basics of communication 101, bedroom 101, or is there a
Now,
structure to
I
that?
will tell you, as far as a Purposeful Life marriage coaching is concerned, with Cody and I, we do, when it comes to premarital counseling or premarital coaching, is what it is, coaching, we do actually have a structure. We want to go through the things that you probably, deal with, and
Even
things
though you
like
think
that.
you're good.
Right, even though you think you're good, we want to talk about, and we always encourage, let's talk about everything. Like everything, yes. Let's talk about how you plan to argue. Let's talk about, when you plan on going to bed. Let's talk about who's going to do dishes in comparison to who's washing clothes.
Right.
Let's talk about, what you expect when, you walk through the door. Let's talk about how we're going to communicate, your communication styles, your love languages. Let's talk about all of those things
Wow.
ahead of time, so that way when they do pop their ugly heads during
You
the
got a
relationship,
plan.
you either have a plan or you can say, we talked about this.
Right.
Let's think about and let's slow down
That's
instead
good.
of
That's
getting at the
good.
reaction mode, and you
don't catch
fly
you
off
off
the
guard,
handle
yeah.
because you never know, how because people go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's
Can I ask a question though, and maybe I might be wrong, but does it seem to you like more white couples actually do marriage counseling than black couples? Like, when I say
that's a question.
marriage counseling, it's because you actually do counseling, marriage counseling, those questions type. But a lot of black couples, they go to their pastor, and it's just more of from a faith standpoint of do you guys believe in the Bible? Are you gonna
Right.
it's more faith based opposed to what you actually do, where it's counseling towards it's two different things. But a lot of to me, I just found like a lot of black people don't understand how to separate that. They think that's the counseling of the
Right,
marriage.
right.
But and there are some pastors who are
that's
trained for that. But
That's a skill set. That's exactly where I was going, because it depends on your lens and your preparation of the sheep in your congregation or whoever you're preparing for holy matrimony. It really depends on your skill set, your teaching, because you can do more damage stepping into areas that you're not well versed in.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And so pastors, in their humble approach, they tend to just stay in their arena and then challenge you or refer you. They should refer
That's
you
what I
to
was
get
gonna say.
other
I
Yeah.
like that.
That's what I was gonna
services
say.
where other people are experts in other areas.
Yeah, because I know personally, I've seen pastors, not mine down there to the far right, but I've seen pastors in my previous marriage, and one of the things they did that I couldn't stand as a husband, and don't get me wrong, I understood where they were coming from, but it was finger pointing. And I could not stand, because it was like, okay, you're finger pointing at me. However, there's two people in this marriage, and there's two sides to this story. You didn't even hear a word that I had to say or anything. It was just you should have. And it was like, wait a minute, brother. It's like, because the Bible said you are. It's like, wait a minute, brother. Like, hold on. Like, are you not a
the
man?
accuser of the brethren?
To touch bases on your question about whether or not is it more white people, Caucasian, whatever one's politically correct, do they seek more marriage counseling than black people? I'm gonna hit on 2 points. I think one, we as a culture, as a people,
Right.
fail to admit that we don't need help in areas, or fail to admit that hey, I'm willing to get any type of assistance to make this thing work.
Right.
I think that's what we do as a people, that we don't want to admit that in areas of our lives that we just don't know it all, and we need some type of assistance, some type of education.
don't put my business out there.
And that is
you
the
put it on
kryptonite.
Facebook every 5 seconds.
Exactly. And then the next thing, I'm gonna steal this from my wife. we was having a debate, a healthy debate, about some things about our upbringing where we grew up at in Milwaukee. And you know, I always say, like, man, my cousins get on my nerves, man. They know better. Why they ain't doing better? And she hit on the point. She said, but think about that phrase you just said, baby. They know better, they should do better. But we as a people don't experience better. If we as a people experience better or experience other things than the norm that's in our community, then we will do better. And I said, you know what? That sounds a little bit more well diverse to me, because if we as a people experience those type of situations in regards to going to get help, seeking help outside our pastors, in regards to marital counseling, right? If we experience that type of help, then we can then convey that to the remaining our remaining community.
Yeah, I got to piggyback off of that, and to Pastor's point, and to my point, as pastors and spiritual leaders, we can't negate what community looks like.
There you go.
Community is the church.
Right.
Community is the ecclesia, the bodies coming together. And when we lose that, and again, you made a great point, but we got to help understand what that culture looks like.
Right.
The church is the model of that block. That's the piece that holds it together, whether it's the building or if it's the evangelism aspect of knowing that you can go and get some quality counseling, some quality help through the relationships of the marriage coaches, through the ministry, because you can't survive without this word, bro.
And the interesting thing is the invisible barrier between the community and the church
It's been
is
pushed
that
back.
the church is fixed.
Yeah.
And actually it's not the truth. And so we have to open ourselves up and be vulnerable as a church.
That's good.
To go into the community and say, no, I go to church, but I'm just like you. I kick it just like you. And so there's a natural barrier where people don't seek help because they think I'm going to go to people who are already complete and I'm incomplete.
Not understanding
and that's
that's
so
what the church
not
is.
true.
Yeah.
And so
easy.
we got to change. First, the church has to understand its context, and that's what you were saying, Brother Moses, is understanding your context, your community, and what's going on in your community, and open yourselves up to be a resource in the community. Most of the people, it's so interesting that most people that go to churches, if you really think about it, it's not the people in the local context. Most of the churches that y'all probably are attending, you're driving into a community. The people closest to the church is oftentimes further away from the church.
Oh wow,
That's it.
That's a good point,
Bro, you hit it, Alex. I appreciate that, bro. You working. Hey, we're going to church tonight.
Pretty much. For those who are just tuning in, you are still listening to the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. We kicked Cody out the studio, but I see she is actually following us on Facebook. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. If you want to jump in on the conversation, we got the Man Cave edition of the Ty and Cody on Purpose show tonight going on. Now, fellas, let me ask this quick question. Is there such thing as a communication barrier between husbands and wives? We were talking about earlier the fact of, sometimes you don't know what you don't know, whether it be you being outside of your cultural environment or the fact that you may not even had the conversation of things you may not know. But we get a lot of times that, husbands and wives communicate on different levels. I.e., men are from Mars and women are from Venus type thing. Do you all feel, even in your own marriages and your own relationships, or those you've seen, whether it be your parents or those in your congregation, your church and so forth, that there is a communication issue between husband and wives? Or is it just the thing of, okay, we just don't know how to communicate with one another?
I think a healthy understanding of it is that we communicate differently. But we don't come to that understanding until after 10 arguments or a few years in a marriage, that we just communicate differently. It comes across as you don't understand me, you're not listening, etc. We have different communication styles. But that's a after the fact comment. While we're in it, it's just battling and back and forth and confrontation. I think the healthy thing also is to understand your household, meaning when you have children, as men, we have to be in a different place in the discussion of arguing. Because what do you want to really expose your child to, or children? And what voice would carry the most? You see what I'm saying? And part of it in our masculinity is to win, not lose.
Yep.
Head of household, however you define that. So that plays into how you interact when it comes down to a confrontation or discourse in your household.
And I think it's very important. You touched
Come on,
on as far as
Moses.
the kids.
You
I know
know
you you're about to go there, but I think it's very important. But when you touch on the point of kids, because kids hear everything and they see everything and they emulate everything, and so we are, not only the head of the household, but we are their example.
Exactly.
And so we have to, keep that in mind when it comes to communication. Go ahead.
I'm on my scripture thing tonight, man, because
Nothing wrong with that.
the model has been changed. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the design that a man was designed and a woman was designed, and then you look at the purpose of life, you look at the 5 key points: be fruitful, multiply, replenish, have dominion, subdue. When you look at those key points, if each one of us really played our role to the max, there wouldn't be a lot of tug of war. There would be a nice submission standpoint. There would be a loving communication, nurture barrier within that structural realm, right?
Good.
But then the way society has played it, the way television, the media has played it, now it tends to pit us against one another. So now you got to ask yourself, who's the man? Let's see. I told you I wasn't gonna start.
But I think, but you know what though? I really think it goes a little bit more deep into that too, because
I wanna hear it.
I look at I deal with a very mixture of type people. I don't I don't discriminate against, but it just seems like there's a lack of godly men. So that, for what you're saying, is good, but I don't find a lot of people who I can actually sit down and talk about the word and stuff like
That's a
that.
good point.
So they can how can a woman submit to that? If they can't lead them to the Lord. I mean,
That's a
do
great
you even want a
point.
woman to submit
That's
to a
a
man
great
that's
point.
not even,
It's
So
80%. Matter of fact, it's 90% women in church.
Yeah.
Compared to men.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, I just said it earlier, and this was a subliminal thing: submission. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask men why they don't go to church, if you think about it, if you could take your ego out of the way for a minute and understand that in order to have authority, you must come under submission.
Yep.
And men and their pride and their egos or whatever they stamina is, well, I don't want to go talk to that man up there or whoever, and usually there's men pastors,
Right.
and there's an authority issue there. So again, it's a whole different show, but great point though.
Yeah. People don't like that word submission, for starters.
Listen,
men or women,
Good
men or women don't like that word submission.
that's a whole nother one. If you want me to go there, we can have a discussion.
you know what? But that's how I knew I was saved and I loved the Lord. When I actually took my first rebuke and I didn't want to buck, I said, I'm where I need to be, because I just, with the mentality of how I grew up is, I'm a grown man. You ain't never gonna punk me. Don't talk down to me. But when my bishop sat me down and said, what you did, what you said wasn't right, I had to swallow that, and I knew, or any elder in church, because if I know it's coming from a place for love, and I know that they're coming from the word, then I knew. But like you said, most men, it's hard.
Let me tie this knot. Our last point was about how we communicate when there's discourse, right? So our young men now learn how to deal with their own emotions through watching us indirectly or listening to us indirectly.
Man, yep.
So when they walk into their manhood, they only know how to communicate one way because they've heard it their entire youth years of arguing, cussing, fussing.
The model home. Come on.
So when we get to our marriage years, then we only know how to communicate in a way that's been effective to what we have witnessed, and that was our dad or boyfriend or whoever was in the house yelling, screaming, cussing, and fussing. So that's how I handle it, because that's all I've been exposed to.
There was even a meal in the house.
That's Leon. You know what, bro? To be honest with you, to Slim's point, what if that's not your home? Like, you model what your home looks like. So if the home is broken, let's be real now. This is real
I'm gonna come back
radio.
with you. I got something for you.
So when the home is broken, now mom's going to church. Dad's somewhere being, the Rolling Stone.
Right.
What's going on? Help me out.
Wonderful. So now mom has to take we talking about boys, 'cause this is the man cave.
Absolutely.
So mom has to take little dude with her most places.
Right.
Come on, you
So he
working.
still get exposure to men, because somebody eventually comes to the household.
So we got to step the roll up still.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This is where the village and the community comes together, because we still have to raise little dudes that live down the street. One of the things we did when we did our Father's Day cookout, we targeted single mothers and grandmothers who are raising young boys.
We got your back.
You see
That's
what
a
I'm
help.
saying?
That's right.
Because we have failed. And remember, God asked Adam, where are you?
Listen,
He didn't ask Eve.
where you at?
Eve talked to the serpent. But God asked Adam, where are you?
You the head, bro.
Adam out of place. I gave you instruction.
Right.
So when our young men fail, God is asking us,
Man.
where are you?
You know what? And not to
That's
change the
good.
subject, but like I'm on the PTA board at my son's school.
Yeah.
And I reach out to
You better
as
be on the
many-
PTA board, man. Say that again.
It ain't too many brothers on that.
I'm the only man.
Listen,
I'm the only man, and
I
I
already
tried
know.
to start a Dad Fridays. Dads come out. Let's be your presence filled. Every time we have a big assembly, I reach out to the dad. Can't get none of them out there.
Nah.
Yeah, they'll get some money now, but can't get none of them out there. Like it's like
Come on,
Not
fellas.
unless it's sports related.
Show up.
Not unless it's sports
And
related.
the one thing that I've come to realization in regards to my age group and some of the men in my church that I've come to know and actually love as brothers, it goes back to what Pastor was saying about that man in the household as a kid. I don't know these brothers, right? But as a kid, that thing is deeply rooted in them in regards to how they want to interact or how they want to be involved in their kids' lives. For me, I didn't have that man in my life in the household. I had other men along the way. Thank God, by the grace of God.
Yes, sir.
I had other men along the way that impacted my life and allowed me to get to where I'm at today. But as I've come into adulthood and I have my son now, so many different things cross my mind in regards to how I have to be as a man to be able to be an example for him. So when I look at other guys in regards to some of the things that they're not willing to do, my first thought is, well, how was they raised? Or what did they experience as a kid? Was their dad there? Did they have any man in their life that can kind of set that example? That's amazing that you're doing that. Now, I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I would love to be a part of that when Nathan gets to the point to where he's old enough, he's in school, and I want to be involved however case I want to, because people don't realize that, you need to be involved in these meetings when they're setting these different types of rules, these different type of laws that's impacting these schools. You need to have a voice. You need to be there to understand what's going to impact your kids. So when guys are on the PTA meeting, when guys are going to these school board meetings to figure out what the local government is about to pass, stuff like that, people need to realize that we got to be involved. We can't be involved from only a money perspective or from a sports perspective, right? We need to be involved in every aspect, whether that's sitting at the table, we doing homework together, or you know what, baby, I got it. I'll go to the parent-teacher conference. I'll be at the PTA board meetings. I'll do whatever, because we need to be there to have an impact on these kids. Like, that's the only way we're going to change this generation.
and it plants a seed in the kid's mind. Like,
There you go.
there were some men there.
Yes.
There are
Right,
some men who kids.
right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, as we wrap this up, and I hate the fact that, whenever we have good conversations, our time goes by so quick. So, fellas, I will say I love this conversation, so we'll have to keep this
Absolutely.
going. And maybe we'll do it once a month. Maybe we'll kick Cody out once a month or something. She'll be happy about that. But, it is what it is. How, what is the overall, the theme for what we've discussed tonight in regards to our impact in just, as husbands, our impact as fathers, in general? What are our closing? Go ahead, Mr. Timmons.
Yeah, for me, it's just continuing to step up to the plate and being a man. And if I have to, fill the role of another brother and help them come along the way.
The first thing that came to my mind when you asked that question is we're built for it.
No doubt.
My
Right.
pastor spoke about this a few sermons ago, and we're built for it. God made us for a reason. He made us the head for a reason. Us as men, we're built for it.
Yeah.
Be the heart of the
Shoulder
man.
it.
No doubt.
Yeah, I would also say I would encourage brothers to, whatever, coaches, teachers, take the young men, take some extra time with the young men, and take them with you to mentor, to volunteer, to meetings. I've been so blessed to be able to just bring my son, he's 12, we travel a lot of places together, and he's learning, he's being exposed to stuff, but he's also practicing a skill of communicating and networking and talking with other people and seeing other boys and encouraging them. And so we have to use our good examples to help those who have absence in their life.
Yeah.
And so it can't just be, my point is, it can't just be about your household.
Right.
It can't.
Amen.
It can't. I wouldn't be here if it was
That's right.
about just my household.
Yeah, they used to say what it takes a village to raise
That's
a
right.
child.
Yeah. That's
right.
And that's basically where it is. And I have to convict myself sometimes because I got little neighbors and they have a father and they have a mother. But I have to. Instead of shunning them, because that's what I was doing, Mr. Entertainment even, you know.
You started doing the grass?
Not yet. But I would always be like, oh my God, I don't like them little kids. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Because they were rude. And they were, and I realized, okay, I have to correct them. Because if they're not getting it from home,
Right.
I have to show them the example with my own boys and my daughter, and so on and so forth in the same way.
Cut the grass, man.
He's telling me to cut these people's grass as an actor.
Let me just tell you this: Facebook, WBD Radio, the Nation, like Ty, man, like come on, dude, your pastor right here, son. I put you a blast. He goes down. I went to his house and I almost stepped. I'm like, wait a minute, he missed part of his yard. He's like, no, that's not mine, dude. It's like a mohawk in his yard.
First of all, in my defense, my kids cut my grass. I teach my boys to
cut that mohawk on the,
it's literally this much.
Oh man, we're gonna pray about that.
Cut that grass, Tom.
Cut that grass.
Oh man,
That's funny.
Yo, fellas, I appreciate y'all for stepping in for Cody tonight. I'm sure Cody appreciates and loves each and every one of you individually for coming in and standing in for her tonight. Yo, this has been a great show. I hope we were able to, to encourage, some other husbands, some other fellas that are out there. I know we have quite a few that's been listening and even watching via Facebook Live.
Yeah, we do have a comment. Let me
Go ahead.
read this one. John Bonham said, yes, the issue is how we listen and how we communicate. When you don't listen first, then you are not communicating. You are talking at each other.
Well
So
said.
definitely, thank you for that comment, brother.
Exactly. You definitely don't want to talk at each other because you get nothing solved that way. Yo, so we'll continue this conversation next time. Again, we appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in each and every Monday here on WBNDradio.com and Facebook Live. The Ty and Cody on Purpose show, where we live purposefully, love purposefully. We will see you all next week. Peace. Facebook Live. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Share the video. You all can catch the video as soon as it goes off. Y'all know how Facebook does. It takes like 5 minutes, and then you can actually repost it and all that other good stuff. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Husbands, fellas, future husbands, daddies, everybody else in between. I really hope that you got something from this show with the fellas in the room. I want to give a special thank you to Pastor Leon, Big Slim, Alex, and as always, Mr. Entertainment, who sits across the table from me, part of the show each and every Monday. We will see you all next Monday here on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, where Cody will be back because I miss my baby. Got the bell. Peace. See y'all later.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully,
Love purposefully.
because your marriage matters.